Boom, 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 boom. And we are live with another episode of Comic Talk. It's that show brought to you by The Key where we talk about this week's new comic book releases. For those of you who don't know, it doesn't matter whether it's DC, Marvel, Image, Boom Studios, any sort of indie comic company, all comics come out on Wednesdays at your local comic shop. Go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you, but they all come out on Wednesdays at your local comic shop. And we are here on a Thursday, every Thursday, lose my voice, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/The Keeg Show to talk about everything that we could read in 24 hours from this week. So luckily, it's not just me, your host, Dimithri Perera, talking about all the comics that I read. Luckily, I got two guests. If you're watching us live, again, on YouTube, you can see who our guests are. And if you are listening to the podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, we're on all those platforms, you can't see who our guests are. So let me introduce them. First, it's Jecky, a.k.a. Jecky Comics, back on the show. What's up, Jecky?
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having me, dude.
I still think, when I think of Jecky, I think of a little boy named Jake, and it's just a little pet name. It's like, oh, little Jecky.
Right, that's everyone. Like everyone's like, oh, when I meet the people at work, they're like, oh, what's your real name? I'm like, it's Jecky. They're like, oh, no, but what's your real name? I'm like, I already, that's my name.
Are they like, is it short for Jacob?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if they just, I've had people just come back and be like, hey, Jacob. I'm like, okay, no, that's not. But it's okay.
I've had people ask if my name is short for Demetrius.
See, that's not even worth it as a nickname. Who does that?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
No, it's just Dimitri.
Like 2 letters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a few letters shorter. That's
Not... but you know, it's all right. Jakey, I'm glad to have you back on the show. And with the same other guest that we had last month, because you guys really wanted to talk about a specific comic that came out this week. So we did it again this month. For August 7th, 2025. We got Joshua Ling, a.k.a. Joshua Stephen Ling, a.k.a. Joshua_Stephen_Ling. What's up, Joshua?
What is up? What is up, y'all? I'm super excited to be here. And back with my friend Jecky.
Whittle Jakey?
I would never.
You have the opposite thing with your name. Your name sounds very like mature and distinguished.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Joshua. And yet you could, I mean, it's the same thing. I introduce myself as Joshua and immediately it's like, so all right, Josh, well, it's nice to meet you. Which is like fine.
That's hilarious.
It doesn't hurt my feelings, but it is just like I would never just like shorten someone's name when they told me what it was.
People just don't pay attention, dude.
Yeah.
They really don't.
People do shorten my name, and I mean most of the time it's D. Like D is just the easiest way for people to shorten my name. What I won't allow to happen. By the way, shouting out Shy Wolf out in the chat. If you're out there, no matter whether you're watching us live or youtube.com/The Keeg Show or listening to us, like, comment, subscribe, follow. Let us know you're out there. If you can hop in the chat and just if you want to tell us what your favorite comic is, go right ahead. Shy Wolf popped in with a peace sign. So for the podcast people, they can't see that. So.
Shy.
For the YouTube people, they can. I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, nobody can call me Dimmy. Only my mom. That's what
Dimmy.
It is.
Okay, fair.
It's a good hard boundary.
Yeah, it's either D or Dimitri. That's it.
I would have never even thought of that as a nickname option, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is short for Demetria. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah, little known fact. Shout out to Demi Lovato out there. If you're watching,
she's watching.
She's watching Comic Talk.
Yeah,
you guys have you got a name thing going on.
You know, and I didn't read this comic, but I saw that it was out this week. Did you know that Charlemagne the God has a comic?
I saw that on like pop up on some social media. I did not read it either, unfortunately.
I did not.
I'm fine with Charlemagne the God. Again, shout out if you want to come on this show, we could talk. But I don't know whether that's a draw for me. Like same with Post Malone's Big Rig or whatever that.
I know.
What was that called?
Yeah, Big Rig.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Is
I'm
Post
good on
Malone
that.
the draw for you? Like when it
I'm
comes to
good.
comics? All right.
Not when he's writing about a big rig truck driver.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think for
I'm
me, it's
good.
the story. I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good on that.
Yeah, pass.
Daniel Warren Johnson did do a sick cover, variant cover of that
Mm.
first issue, but
I'm not saying it's a
it's
subject
still not
matter.
enough.
I'm saying, like, what is it like when you get a celebrity and that slaps their name on the cover of a comic that isn't a comic book celebrity? That's just a celebrity.
Yeah.
It just
So,
seems weird to me.
yeah. Unless if they had like a history before of being like kind of in the community, you know what I
Like
mean?
Gerard
Like,
Way.
yeah, or like
Yeah.
I think Nicki Minaj has like an anime coming out, a little similar but different. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but she's cosplayed for years enough that I don't think it's just like she's posing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
always,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
And I
So I
know
was like,
Megan
all
the
right.
Stallion's also like super into anime.
You know what? I meant Meg the
Oh,
Stallion, and I
okay.
said Nicki
All right.
Minaj.
I was learning something new about Nicki Minaj, but okay,
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
So anyone out there, let us know what you guys picked up out there. If you went to your comic shop, if you don't know where to find your comic shop, go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you, support your local comic shops. That's how you do it. But if you're just here to listen to us talk about comics, oh yeah, we got a lot of comics to talk to you guys about. You guys got your lists of what you read this week?
Yep.
Yep.
Who wants to go first? Who's brave? I mean, I can go. I'll go. I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
It's rare.
Go ahead.
It's rare I go first.
It's right.
Absolute Superman number 10, Uncanny X-Men 19, One World Under Doom 6, Captain America 2, Storm number 11, Birds of Prey 24, JSA 10, All New Venom 9, and Sisterhood, a Hyde Street Story number 2. It was a slow week for me.
Yeah.
There was a lot on my list that
That's
I wanted to
pretty
read. I just didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
I can go. I didn't get my full pull list done, but we got Bitterroot issue number 5, the final issue of that kind of mini.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America issue number 2, Daredevil Cold Day in Hell number 3, last issue of that. Absolute Superman number 10. Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Justice League number 1. And then One World Under Doom issue number 6. That's what that was my reading list that I managed to get through this
Okay,
week.
for sure.
All right. And I got One World Under Doom number 6, Captain America number 2, Absolute Superman number 10, Storm number 11, The Amazing Spider-Man number 9, Ultimate Wolverine number 8, Bitterroot number 5, and Daredevil Cold Day in Hell number 3.
Okay. All right. So there was good enough overlap, and then
Nice.
we also got some other ones that only us read. JC in our comments says, and we don't really have time to go over like questions that don't pertain to this per se, but just wanted to read it out. Quick question, guys. This is what JC says. With this summer being lackluster for comic film flops, they are... I don't know. What genre do you want to have a revival of sorts in theaters? I feel like that's a little off topic, but also here's an easy question for you guys. Do you feel like this summer was a flop for comic book films?
I was gonna say the opposite.
Yeah. I think that like, are we dealing with like money or critical success, right? Like,
I think both have been overwhelming. It's been a pretty good summer.
Fantastic Four kind of tanked in the box office after week 1.
After week 1.
After week 1. Like, basically all the fans went and saw it week 1, so it was great, and then it tanked. But everybody who saw it
loved it.
At the very least liked it. Some people loved it, right?
Yeah.
Superman doing pretty good. And then Thunderbolts, asterisk, the new Avengers.
The Avengers.
Was also a critical success, but didn't
make
do well.
a lot of money.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's a flop, but also, I mean, that's a different show that we do, the Keeg Talks. But the box office is, it's tough. Movie theaters, movies, It's tough.
Yeah.
What do we
I
want?
think, yeah, and it seems like they haven't been that far off from just about everything else in theaters. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not that much different than Jurassic World or and better, I think, if I remember right, for Superman and at
Mhm.
least.
Jurassic
Yes,
World
sir.
is
But
outpacing Superman because of
oh damn.
overseas. Because
Mm,
overseas,
People
when
love it over.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Superman
gotcha.
has a bad history of being like American propaganda in a way. So like,
Mm,
not that other countries are hating on it, but other countries just aren't as attached to Superman as
as
they would be
attached,
like
yeah.
Batman or
Mm.
the
Fair.
Hulk or something. Like
Interesting.
overseas, people love smash
Like
'em up type movies.
Yeah,
Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is
that's
what it
fair.
is. But we do got to talk about comics. JC says these films are seeing critical success and box office is not what it used to be. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the 1-2 punch of COVID and the strikes is, a little tough.
Hmm.
And then JC also asks if there's any crowd-funded comics that you guys like, that you guys have read recently. Now, I don't know what counts as crowd-funded, but like, I've been seeing a lot of like non-DC and Marvel books that have been pretty good. That's all
Yeah.
like. It's not crowd-funded, but like often
Nice.
overlooked.
Yeah, I think, yeah, same. I've been reading some of the smaller stuff
Yeah.
from, I mean, it's not smaller, but Image being
Image.
creator owned, they've been crushing it
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
so many good stories right now.
Yeah.
And also, honestly, IDW is putting out some really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Their new Star Trek stuff has been really awesome with red
Mhm.
shirts, and then the Ninja Turtles stuff is really good. They got a ton of Godzilla stuff right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all been really solid.
A lot of every company is doing Godzilla. Like,
Yeah, Godzilla,
Yeah,
Godzilla's everywhere.
it is
DC
nonstop.
Comics is doing Godzilla. Marvel Comics doing
Marvel.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
IDW doing to Godzilla. Everybody's doing Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, and I'm working out an interview with writer David Papose, who wrote Speed Racer #1. Speed Racer #1 was really good, and then he also writes Captain Planet and the Planeteers, which is also really good. And they're both like
Okay.
retro sort of.
Like
revivals.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. I've been on the Thundercats Lost series, and that's been really good.
How is
And
that?
also
It's good?
the regular Thundercats is really good too. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been great.
All right. We went through all our lists. Okay, great. Was it hard to come up with a #1 your pick of the week?
Absolutely. Like this was probably the hardest week in
Okay.
terms of like for me. It's been a long time since I've had such a hard time picking like my top 3, whatever.
Yeah.
Even it's you made it even harder this year. This time with like just one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta come up. You
Yeah,
gotta come up with one. What's your #1 pick of the week?
You know what?
I'm trying to think of mine, but I feel like I'm gonna change mine depending on what you guys say.
Okay.
But
So
I don't know.
all right, so I was really between Absolute Superman and One World Under Doom.
Okay.
Those were like this week. I think those two hit the hardest for
Did
me.
we all read both of
Mhm.
those?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
cool.
so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I mean, feel free to pick one.
So fresh air. I gotta go first. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with One World Under Doom.
Okay,
I
let's-
think
Yeah.
like leading up to this, we haven't seen Doom has just been 2 or 3 steps ahead of all the heroes up until now. Like finally seeing kind of like that chink in his armor and seeing like how he has been obtaining all this power was so gratifying. But also his speech with Mr. Fantastic and dropping some bars, like
Yeah.
calling out Tony Stark and how his technology, what it could have done for the world, what Storm could have used her powers. He's kind of like leaning on this. All of these heroes are opposing me, but all of them they could save the world if they really wanted to. And he was dropping bars. I really enjoyed all of that. This didn't have a lot of action, but the dialogue and the message here was solid. I
Yeah.
loved it.
That whole debate was so intense to read. It was like I was sitting there
Absolutely.
like, oh wow, this is like heavy, and they
Hmm.
are not holding back. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome.
Just bars. Like,
The thing about
Yeah.
this, so the premise, so for anyone out there, again, we do talk spoilers on the show and whatnot, right? But like the premise of this era of Marvel and this miniseries too, is that Doom rules the Earth. He's taken over the Earth, but not by like with violence. All the world leaders just kind of agree, one way or another. They kind of like side with Doom. Doom takes over the world. He's also Sorcerer Supreme, and I think this is like a 10 or 12 issue miniseries.
mhm.
And so this is a status quo that's lasting at least a year in our time. And so we're on issue 6, and this issue is about a televised debate between Reed Richards and Doctor Doom, saying why he shouldn't be the sole ruler of Earth. And like Doom is like, if you beat me in the debate, yeah, sure, I'll step down.
I'll step down.
You
Yeah.
know?
Step down.
And like there was a lot of really like badass Doom moments. I gotta be honest though, something I've been seeing online is there's a lot of people out there that's like Doom's not a bad guy. And I
Mhm.
hate that thought process. He has good points, especially in this
Yeah.
book.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was reading a Fantastic Four comic. I think it was uh Jonathan Hickman maybe, but Doom is like talking to an audience and they're all cheering and
Mhm.
he's like whoever stops clapping first, kill them. And it's like
Nah,
Yeah.
he's sick. Nah,
yeah,
he's sick. But
yeah,
Yeah.
like, it shows you also though, like how I thought it was also very timely, right? So a world leader can trick the world into supporting them off of just charisma. You
right.
know, Doom is also very charismatic. So the way he can like manipulate a crowd and he's so calculated, it, it's also brilliant. But he also like to be able to do it, he has to make some valid points, right? He
Right.
like his points just hit really hard. And Mr. Fantastic is the opposite. He's so analytical. He's not someone who like wins a crowd by off of his personality.
Yeah.
His debates, he knows he's losing the debate. You know, like I also love that, like the little like narrative that it showed you that he knew he was losing that crowd and losing the debate. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And
I think it did such a good job walking that line of like, okay, we're showing you why people can get behind Doom. There's open borders, there's free healthcare, there's everything is free. Like the world is essentially a good place, but also he is manipulating things to a way, and then as we find out, just at what cost, and he doesn't care. And it's just like wild.
yep,
But even when faced with that to some degree, he's like, you know what? Like it doesn't matter. Here's
yeah,
another instance where the same thing happened for the greater good. True or not, he manipulates it
hmm
to make his point, and you can just kind of see him twisting history and the truth to just make
hmm
his points stronger. And then you get the reveal at the end, and
yeah,
there's like, oh my God, what
yeah,
this man is evil.
yep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than one of those villains that really thinks that the end justifies the means. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, and he's one of those villains. You know, and it's crazy because he was doing it to his own people. Like at the end, with when he was using, I guess, their souls to like have even more power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's his countrymen. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
And kids too, right? And he
And
Yeah.
says, "Oh,
they
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 actively
volunteered.
they volunteered." But it reminds me, it's like cult leaders, right? Like sure,
Hmm.
you're
Hmm.
technically allowed to be in a cult, but like it's still wrong for
Bad.
that
Yeah, right.
leader to be taking advantage of their people. Like
Hmm.
it's so Doom kind of has those problems, right? Like people who
Hmm.
think that like Doom's the people's champion is like he's
Mm,
not the
No,
people's
no.
champion.
You misread the room there.
yeah. Yeah.
Doom only cares about himself and proving why he's the best.
Yeah.
And if you feel like that's enough for him to be a good guy, that's not. That's
And
Yeah.
and And deep down inside, he's like one of the biggest haters, right? His hatred of Mr. Fantastic is one of the driving forces for him. He's just one of the biggest haters out there.
Yeah.
I mean, is it safe to say out of the 7 deadly sins, his pride, right? Like pride is
100%.
his.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that always ends up being, where in the past it's always been his downfall too. That's where they've been able to like manipulate him and kind of like even get him out of character a little bit, is when you really hit his pride.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, for anyone who doesn't want spoilers on this, like fast forward like 15 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever, but he rips Mr. Fantastic Four's face apart.
uh-huh.
That was
On
nasty.
live television.
Yeah.
Such a good series. Such a good issue.
It
bro.
was
Like,
oh my gosh. He
Because he got
ripped his
so
face
pissed.
off because he was so mad, and then cut the live feed,
Yeah.
which is just like
Uh-huh.
he was so angry and
Uh-huh.
pissed off at Reed that he didn't even cut the live feed first.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was wild.
Yep.
I'm so curious on what happens next, but all right.
Right.
One World
Yeah.
Under Doom number 6,
Yeah.
everybody. Okay. Joshua, what's your number 1 pick?
I thought, I thought it was going to be Bitterroot, but Captain America number 2 came swinging pretty hard with some really interesting concepts, sticking with Doom, I guess. For
Another
this one.
appearance of Doom.
Another
Right.
appearance of Doom.
Can't get away from this guy.
Yeah, I really love what they're doing with the way they're talking about a post September 11th Captain America and the weight of trying to do something. Like I find that character so interesting
Yeah.
because I think he at the beginning was like and they show him to be kind of an altruistic person,
Mhm.
and just the way in which a particular kind of war and warfare and manipulation of it's Captain America, it's going to be political,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
manipulation of those things causes kind of this disillusioned mentality, and like I'm really interested to see how they continue that going forward, like with Steve seeing this twisted mirror of himself, but not in like he's an evil, I mean, not
Mhm.
that we know of anyway. He's not an evil person. He's just this twisted mirror of himself. I just find that so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this series is written by Chip Zdarsky, amazing writer.
Mhm. Yep.
Yep.
Were you guys on the episode for issue 1 of this?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay,
That,
so
that,
it's the
that
same.
was us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea that like because Marvel's on a sliding timeline, that Cap gets unfrozen from ice after September 11th is wild, but it's the only thing that makes sense because
Mhm.
the modern Marvel age of superheroes, they have like Peter Parker's not been Spider-Man for 25 years. Like
Mhm.
Right.
that puts him way too old, right? So
Mhm.
Mhm.
technically the modern Marvel age happened, 2005, 2010, let's just say 2010, 15 years of superheroes. And so the idea that like September 11th came and went and the war in the Middle East came and went, and then Cap comes out and this guy outranks him. He's a major.
Yeah, he's
I had
a
to
major.
Google. I was like, what's higher, major or captain? And I kind of
Yeah.
knew, but I was like, no, I'm just double checking. And it was major.
Mhm.
And it's like, Cap is taking orders from this major Cap guy?
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
also an interesting dynamic for him to be like so low on the team, because
Yeah.
basically
Uh-huh.
they're going into Latveria, they're trying to rescue some diplomats, and then Steve Rogers Cap gets conscripted to go do this other thing because he's all about punching fascists,
Trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
yeah, trying to
Yep.
do the like super moral, altruistic, idealistic thing, which is just and then the other guy being like, that's not why we're here.
We're going to assassinate
Like that's
him,
not our
right?
thing. Yeah.
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 And he's like, oh, no,
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to arrest this dictator. It's like,
Yeah.
um,
The world is not the same. And
It's
again, it's just interesting to see Steve wrestle with that all the time. But
yeah. I find it hard to believe in World War II they would have arrested Hitler.
yeah. But I mean, they arrested a lot of generals. They
I mean,
arrested
yeah.
they for
I mean, Cap wasn't
the
gonna kill him. Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he'll hand him over to whoever will make that
yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then
But
maybe feel morally
Yeah.
in turmoil about it.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
I was just really surprised. I've been surprised about the series just because like I never expected a new Cap series to take place in that moment of time in that part of his own life, right?
Yeah, same.
No,
And it's
Yeah.
super refreshing, I think, in some ways, just to be like, okay, great.
Mhm.
We don't
Yeah,
have to
like
deal with any baggage and can just like tell an interesting story,
yeah,
which I appreciate. And
yeah,
shake things up.
yeah. Chip is he's really leaning into the politics here too so far. It's very interesting. I'm really curious to see where this is
Yeah.
gonna go. Because like there's so many like dual visions here. There's Captain America and how in World War II he just clearly knew who his enemy was, right?
Mhm.
And post 9/11 with all the politics of the Middle East and the different faction, you really don't know exactly who your enemy is, and it's very murky. And
Mhm.
you experienced that also through the other Captain America when he was younger, and like he had the guy that was his friend that like went to kill a former leader or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you see both of them kind of like what they thought the world was and what the world
Mhm.
is now, and both of them it really changed. One of them it changed them, and Cap is we'll have to see. Cap is gonna have to deal with it in his own and adapt to the new world, and
Right.
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Um yeah, I'm really excited for how this is like is this gonna be a mini series? It can't take place like
I don't know
I
either.
think it's only they only have solicited 6 issues from
Mm,
what I looked up.
okay.
So I'm I'm hoping we can get a longer run out of Chip, but
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens after these, I
I
guess.
would I would
Yeah.
love for this. I would love for this to be canon too. Like if they could
Yeah.
like it feels like more modern and fresh. I know like it would throw off a lot of things, but this
Well, it
is a
is
great.
canon.
But but Cap has like all that history with like Nazis and stuff from like the Red Skull and stuff like that. There's been other stories that if Captain joins post 9/11, there's a lot of stories that you kind of like now might have to like figure out what you're gonna do with that.
Well,
You know what I
like
mean?
with the Marvel sliding timeline, all his past stories are valid, except Captain America is actually a very interesting one. They explain it as the Cap of those past wars in between World War II and now were
Mm-hmm.
like nomad or like they were all
Hmm.
different like characters. Because like him getting frozen in ice was a retcon.
Mm,
So like after World War II, there were still Captain America stories, and then
Hmm.
that disappeared a little bit. And then when they brought him back in Avengers in the '60s, they were like he was frozen ice at the end of World War II, and they're like, but there were stories after World War II, and they're like, oh, that was a different guy. After Cap and Bucky died, the government's like, let's just suit up another guy and keep
mm.
that going. So it's like, let's just suit up another guy. So there have been that's why there's been different like people wearing the Cap mantle until he gets unfrozen again.
Mm. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. But the point being, I mean, this does kind of get weird with continuity, but it is in continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out
Which
how.
is yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we're like comic books. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
comic books.
Continuity is kind
Yeah.
of
All right. Those are both, by the way, great picks. I can't. Yeah, I'm not faulting you guys for those. Those would have been 2 top picks for me. So then I'm just gonna pick Absolute Superman number 10.
Also very good.
Great issue.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see Peacemaker get his comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and also my theory. Were we talking about Absolute Superman the last time you guys were on the show?
I don't think so.
I
Was that
don't
maybe
remember.
a different week? Because yeah, sometimes
think it was a
comics
different
change
week.
the weeks, but sometimes they
Yeah.
stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
My theory. We all read this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My theory was correct on who that Omega was.
Oh, you called it?
Oh,
Yeah.
you called it?
It was
Oh,
on
that's-
this show.
dude.
Yeah, impressive.
I said it on the show. I was like, that's Talia, right? There has to be, like, why would you have this like kind of like tannish skin, you know, like dark-haired woman that we have yet to name take off her mask, and this is in a book about Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, it has to, like, if we never got introduced to Lois,
Good
I would have
call.
just assumed it was Lois,
Uh-huh.
but we
Mhm.
have. So I'm like, what could it be? So I did call Talia.
Hey, props. Like,
Yeah.
I had no
Good,
idea.
good pull, good pull.
I
I really didn't even, that didn't register with
Yeah.
me at all. So
That's why I
That's
was
awesome.
waiting for a double cross. I was waiting
Mhm.
for it. I was like, it's either she hates her father and that's why she's part of the Omega Men,
Mhm.
or
Uh-huh.
it's a double cross, and it was.
double cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about it on the way here, or getting ready for the episode. A team up between Ra's al Ghul and Brainiac is terrifying. Like that's a powerhouse of a team up.
Oof.
Yeah.
And Brainiac is nasty.
Yeah.
In this
Oof.
book, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in looks and just like
Yeah.
the
like-
calculations. It is so. Yeah, I've really liked that pair up, and also how they're using Brainiac, and I think that's really, really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that for a few issues before, I felt like Superman was a little mopey and he was kind of running away from fights. I like that
Mhm.
finally he's going on the offensive. Like Jason Aaron, like the payoff was great. Like there was a panel where he was kind of levitating over everyone before. I was like, this is clean. This is so nice.
Yeah.
This was a good issue as well. I love this.
Pairing that with the conversation with his dad, just
Okay.
about like, oh, sometimes we just have to do things
Mm-hmm.
to survive and to make sure that our planet survives, and then him just like obliterating those peacekeepers, but still doing it
He didn't
in a
kill them.
Superman way.
Yeah.
He didn't kill
yeah.
anybody,
Yeah.
and that was great. I appreciated that.
I think what's cool about this, because it's the absolute DC universe and it's different, but at the same time, the like souls of the characters are supposed to be the same, but put into like a harsher condition. So that kind of
Mhm.
dictates how they go about it. Like this one obviously postures more. He's not a like he also like intimidates more, and like, but at the same time he doesn't kill. He tries to save people. You know, even bad guys. Like the idea that like he knew that the gun had a kryptonite bullet in it, and he was gonna go kill Peacemaker, and he went with his hand first, and like that's Superman to me. And what's kind of interesting about this book is that this is kind of what the Snyderverse Superman wanted to be, but did not get even close to.
Yeah.
Which is this idea that like, I don't think Prime Earth Superman should be this.
Yeah.
Prime Earth Superman, I love the Superman movie that just came out. Like, that's Prime Earth Superman to me. But, like, in this way, he still does everything that Superman's supposed to do. He's just been hardened by life.
Yeah.
You know?
That was my biggest issue with the Superman from the New 52. You know what I mean? That Superman, I had a lot of issues with that Superman, but he was just like an asshole.
Yeah. When they say things like, I'll give you one chance to give up. And it's like, what?
Yeah. That's not Superman.
Yeah.
Or
Let's
like
not do that.
Or like go through, instead of going to the door, go through the wall. You know what I mean? Like just no regard for collateral damage. It was like, that's not Superman.
I'm rewatching because I hate myself. I'm rewatching Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Oof.
And just because I'm like, well, I'm watching the director's cut, because people will always say the director's cut makes it so much better, and like if you didn't like it before, you like it on, and I'm like, the director's cut just adds like one more storyline into it, and it's still bad.
Yeah.
He makes the
So
same mistakes as he.
It's
always
still
does.
bad. It just has less plot holes.
So
Yeah.
I don't hate that movie as much as everyone else does. I will say, like I just rewatched
Okay.
Man of Steel. I just rewatched Man of Steel the other day, and I
Mm.
was like, he took it too far, but like I was like, this was a good movie. At least Man of Steel. I was like, Zack Snyder has his issues though, and it's got plenty of issues, but I was like, I don't hate this movie personally, but yeah.
He just, I don't know. Man of Steel, I think, was kind of cool when it first came out, because it was the first time we actually saw Superman kick ass. But now that I saw the new Superman movie and he kicks much more ass in better ways, I'm like, well, now we don't have to choose the only movie in which he kicks ass. There's another one, and it's just better, so that's okay. You know, I'm not yucking anyone's yum. I do think though that like the Batmobile chase in Dawn of Justice, Batman is literally killing.
Oh, he's a murderer. He's a murderer.
He is a straight up psychopath.
Right. Like, no, that was
And
crazy.
that was a choice.
Like that
You see
that
him
death
go through
toll.
the side of the truck with the guy like right there.
No, that death toll was like 20. Like, he like murked
Yeah.
like 20 guys.
He like does anti-aircraft like rounds into the back of another truck.
Like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
do that, you might as well just get a gun, bro. Like, if you're
Like it
gonna
was supposed to
do
be
that.
badass with him shooting a track. Also, it doesn't make sense. He shot a tracker and then decided to chase the tracker to then kill the guys on the
Yep.
way. And then he goes back to the Batcave, finds out where the tracker ended up, and then goes there. What?
Yeah. Zack Snyder needs some help sometimes with a plot.
Yeah.
Like he needs like someone to reel him in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get to the comic, but like, I think that like the idea that like, I'm trying to bridge my thoughts. You know the scene in the Capitol building where it explodes and he explodes around him and like he doesn't save anyone, and you can just you can use the argument that like he just couldn't save everyone. But then that actually, instead of saying why didn't Superman save people, it's really putting it on Snyder and saying why didn't Snyder have a story where Superman saved the people
or tried to,
and that's because Snyder didn't want him to, because that's the way it works, right? The direction of the writing, which means like, what story are we telling here?
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, Absolute Superman number 10. If you want a badass Superman, if you want like edgelord with hope, sure, like that's Absolute Superman 10.
Yeah.
Or Absolute Superman as a whole.
It's a good time too because the trade's coming out soon.
The trade, it's getting ready to drop.
Which one? The first one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because they just dropped Batman,
Batman.
Absolute Batman, and then I think Absolute Wonder Woman is coming this month.
So the
and
following
then Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hardcovers too.
What's that?
Ooh.
They're doing hardcovers too.
Oh, I didn't see those. I saw a trade and I was like, I liked Batman so much I almost got the trade just to have all of it in one. I was like, this is crazy. I have a single issues, but
I know.
Oh,
I'm getting the Wonder Woman.
Even if I have the single issues, I will get the trade because I need it in my shelf, not in a box that's hidden.
Yeah, I know exactly what
I
you
need to
mean.
be able to lend it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, read this.
Let's hit the let's hit Bitter Root. I want to hear you guys talk about it because I didn't read it. I haven't read it, but like you guys really wanted to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right. Go ahead, Joshua. You got this.
Issue 5. They said it's the end, but I know we talked about this last time. This couldn't be the end. They've got to be doing something. So basically, if you're not familiar with Bitter Root in general, there's this family that goes and cures these demons that are created by hate, and usually that hate is racism. The first series was in the Harlem Renaissance, and this one takes place during the Civil Rights, so like 64, I think.
How many years difference is it between the first series and the second?
About one generation.
Yeah, one generation.
So maybe like
40-ish years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Harlem Renaissance was what, 20 something, I think, and so this is 64.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
Um,
the characters that were fairly young in the first series are now older. Like
Yeah.
they're like the vets now, and they're like
yeah,
mentoring the next generation.
Okay.
yeah. So just to catch you up, the crux of the story is they're like investigating some freedom riders that went missing in Mississippi, and it turns out it's this new they call these demons the Genu, and so like there's this new kind of Genu that's evolving basically to become fueled by this secret hate that everyone is trying to bury and forget exists, which is racism.
Yeah.
Just they're very clear that the hate that they're trying to pretend isn't real is racism.
Yeah.
But yeah, this issue was awesome. Huge monster, just straight up monster battle
Okay.
in this town that gets leveled by this hate fueled monster in this southern town. And then the conclusion was kind of interesting. I'm curious what you think about that, Jakey.
I really liked it. It's interesting. So for you, Dimitri, and
Yeah.
anyone who's listening as well. So one of the bigger points throughout this series is most of the leaders in this family, they don't kill. They believe in curing. They have cures, kind of like these herbs. They cure the monsters so they turn back into humans. And because of that, there has been some tension where throughout the generations, some people in the family thought it wasn't worth it. It'd be easier to just kill them, right?
Yeah.
But this monster at the end was just so big that they chose to actually kill them, right? Just because there was no turning it, it was just too big of a monster. They're like, but they chose to kill it. So the humans, it was actually multiple humans built into this monster. It's like they kind of morphed, right? So by killing it, they end up killing all the humans that were part of it. And this family kind of has a unspoken agreement with the government because this is during the civil rights era. So the administration is actually trying to pass legislation to like abolish the abolish not slavery but
Segregation.
abolish
Segregation.
segregation, right? Sorry. So by crossing that line and actually killing them, they've actually broken one of their agreements with the government.
Mm.
And so it's gonna have consequences in what happens next, right? That was kind of like a rule, and it was a heavy decision, but they just had no other way. So this is gonna have some consequences, and it kind of ends with a conversation with whoever the villain behind closed doors, who's pulling the strings, telling the government that you're gonna blame this family on the death of all these people. And so that's kind of like the cliffhanger, and I loved it. I was like, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
I love it because so that villain is basically like this southern
I think it's
it
a
wasn't
governor,
clear, but
right?
he's like a southern governor,
Mm-hmm.
and he was basically like, you're gonna blame all of this death and destruction on black folks and this family specifically, and if you don't, like, we're gonna just devolve this whole country into hell
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
hate rage demons.
I
Yeah.
wish
Yeah.
I
It
wish
was
there was like
wild.
an audio play of this, because like from what you guys are describing, he's like, I say,
Yeah.
I do
You're
declare.
not that
Heard
far
it.
off.
Is he that?
I
Is he
heard
that
it.
type of guy?
I heard it with an
Is
accent when I read it.
my constituents.
Mhm.
Oh, it is definitely like heavy
Mhm.
Mississippi, Alabama,
Yeah.
Yeah.
white old racist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the idea too, Jakey, you mentioned this, of just this whole town being
Mhm.
so filled with like hate and
So,
racism, which you see throughout the first four issues. You see
mhm.
how they react to this family
Mhm.
and anyone that isn't like them, that isn't
Mhm.
white.
Mhm.
And then it just, this whole monster just comes out of the ground that is like the physical embodiment of
Oh,
every single individual's hate.
Hatred. Yeah.
It is just like I thought it was really powerful.
Yeah.
And also just like yeah, I think it speaks a lot about like how like just being complicit
Yeah.
still allows for this stuff to happen, and then you
Mhm.
kind of see one of the other white characters have like a real moment of realization, the agent
Mm.
Yeah.
Steele, which is just I just thought it was such a good issue and a really good conclusion to the 4 issues prior that they
Yeah.
were telling. It built up really well.
And then also having them break their rule, right? Of like because throughout the series, the matriarch in the previous series, the leaders of the family have always pushed back, like we don't kill, we cure, which
Yeah.
also is a burden, right? Can you imagine people turn into monsters because they hate you, and now you take on the burden of trying to save them? You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that in itself is heavy. And
Right.
but this one in Mississippi, it was so they had no choice but to kill. And it's gonna have consequences and they're gonna get blamed for it.
Yeah.
All right. I uh I'll probably pick up the first book and then pick this one up when it comes out in trade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
I
It's
mean, I
worth
heard
it.
it's a must read, so
It's
I'm gonna take
pretty
your guys' word for it.
Mm-hmm.
pretty banger.
It's
All
also
right.
very stylish too. Like it's also a
Yeah,
beautiful
Sanford
book.
Green doing the art is just beautiful. Who did a pretty killer Doctor Doom story to just tie it all together?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay. Um, a book that I have been really liking that if you told me 9 issues ago that I would like this book, um, I'd be like, I don't know. Because I told Ambrosia on this show, I said, I'm not a fan of symbiotes. I've never really been a fan of symbiotes, but the
Mm.
2 symbiote books that are out right now from Marvel Comics, All New Venom and Eddie Brock Carnage, are both really good. And, like, they're fun. Like, All New Venom is fun.
Mm.
I don't
Okay.
care about these. I don't care about all these random symbiotes because they're always named something like poison and like barb and like
Yeah.
like whatever, and it's like, and they're just a different color symbiote, and then
Hmm.
maybe one has a whip. And it's like, okay, cool, I guess, whatever.
Great.
Like, that's just selling toys at that point. But All New Venom,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt that the art is gorgeous.
Okay.
Like you also got Dr. Octopus looking badass. Why is he looking badass? But he is. All right, cool, good for him. But like, are you guys reading this one?
No.
I read the first couple of issues and then I dropped it, but
You
it
didn't like it?
feels like I should have stuck around.
I mean,
I think I just didn't like the whole who is it? Who isn't it? It didn't hook me.
Yeah.
It didn't keep me hooked because it just didn't make sense to me at the time.
I don't think if you started reading this and you were like, who is in the suit? I don't think they set up a good enough mystery because they don't stick to their own like murder mystery logic.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
like in a murder mystery, you're like, these 3 people were in the room when this person died, so it must be one of those 3. And then
Mhm.
wouldn't it suck at the end of a murder mystery to be like, no, there was another person you haven't met yet, and they came in through the skylight. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what? No,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
mean-
been operating on that at all. You're telling me it was
Yeah.
someone
Right.
random? So that's kind of what it was with Venom. They're like, these are the 5, and then it turns out it's none of those 5.
It's like psych.
It's not any of them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think it's
Yeah.
better after that point, when you do find out that, spoiler, Mary Jane is Venom, which I
Mhm.
think is so absurd it works. It's
Nice.
so left field of a choice
Mhm.
that it just makes it
I've
fresh
been-
and new.
Yeah, I've kind of been wondering, and I almost have gone back now that it's just been that's not the story anymore.
Yeah.
Just to see how wild it it is because it is such a strong choice. But yeah, it just seems like you could do kind of whatever. You could do something so new.
Yeah.
She actually popped up on Peter in the Amazing Spider-Man series that I read, where she's like, "Hey, I got something to tell you," and he thinks she's gonna confess her love, and she's like, "I'm Venom," and he's like, "Really?" And then he just closes the door on her and just goes to sleep. He's like, he's like,
Amazing.
he was like, you two deserve each other, and just like closes the door. It's
I
like,
think Peter needs to not be with MJ for right now, and then eventually get back with her, and then stay with her, and that's it. That's it.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
make the. You're shaking your head, Joshua. Are you?
Oh no, I'm just like, yes. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
sorry. I'm shaking my head in like
No.
why aren't they doing this?
I thought you
kind
were
of
an
way.
MJ hater because, like, some people are out there
No,
being like,
dude.
no, they should never get
Wow.
back together. They're not good for each other.
Ultimate Spider-Man proves that it's perfect. Like,
I was just literally gonna say, thank God for Ultimate Spider-Man, just
Yeah.
carrying that right now.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
The art in Ultimate Spider-Man and the art in All New Venom. I mean, MJ in both. You know, like great. She's a looker.
Okay.
Nice. But like, everyone's shiny in this art in All New Venom. Like everyone's shiny, which works really well with the symbiotes and whatever. It like gives it a,
especially the gold highlight, right?
Yeah.
The gold, yeah.
Well, what's cool
So
in this
nice.
is the gold. Like she does this thing where she almost kills Dr. Octopus, because the gold part comes out almost like an alien and goes into his like mouth, and she's trying to suffocate him. But like, it looks really cool. And what I think what this book is trying to do is like Eddie Brock over in Carnage is trying to be a good guy, and the Venom symbiote is finally like autonomous, and it's trying to be a good person too. And like, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then you wouldn't like it. If you think like, why is everyone just trying to be a good person? Like, whatever. But like, and then MJ is a good person, so, or like supposed to be. So there's kind of like a redemption thing going. So
okay,
cool.
I might pick it up at some point.
Yeah.
There's, and then the end of this. You want me to tell you what happens at the end of this issue?
Yeah.
Mary Jane breaks up with Paul.
Nice.
A lot of people were waiting for that.
I saw it on social media.
I was hoping that was happening.
I feel bad.
Oh, poor Paul.
Just like I felt bad for Ugly Sonic in that first Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. You know, and then they redid it with him like looking good. And I'm like, well, what happened to Ugly Sonic? And then, you know, it's like that. Paul is Ugly Sonic.
What?
Paul is Ugly Sonic. Nobody loves him.
He's just gonna, nobody loves him, and he's just gonna disappear now.
He's gonna disappear.
Let's just like we're gonna like let's act like this never happened.
Yeah.
I was like,
did I ever tell you? I've said this multiple times on this show about the one guy I saw at WonderCon. Did I ever tell you?
No, I don't think so.
I've told this story a couple times, but to different people. Basically, so I'm just like at this comic booth it has like trades on the thing, and one of the trades has the cover with Peter and Black Cat making out, and then MJ's in the background all shocked, right? I don't know if you know that, like you recognize that cover.
Classic.
That was the cover of a comic, and I'm just like chilling by myself, so nobody else saw this except me. But this random, and I want to use this the best way possible, dork of a man. As a dork, myself, like he was just he was a lot. He walks up to that comic, talks straight to the comic, and he says, "That's what you get, Mary Jane. Hope you're happy with Paul." And he leaves.
That's hilarious.
He doesn't do it for anyone other than for Mary Jane on that cover. You know what I mean? He doesn't look around to perform.
Wow.
He just speaks to her directly on that cover and leaves.
Dude, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of comic books, right? Strong reactions.
Strong reactions. I mean, to your point and to Paul's credit, if it wasn't Paul, it was going to be someone else, and everyone would have hated the someone else too, no matter what.
Yeah. So. At least they don't do the thing where sometimes they try to force these characters to have relationship with other heroes. You know, like sometimes they'll do something very strange where like I felt like in DC, what's her name? Superman's ex and Steel's relationship. Alana, I was kind of like, that came out of nowhere for me. I always thought that was a little strange, but I was like,
I like it because I think on a symbolic level, the idea that like John Henry Irons was um, inspired by Superman, but John Henry Irons is just a man. And so he creates the armor to be as close to being Superman as possible, showing that like he has the heart, but he needs the power to like be a hero. I like the idea that like Lana ends up falling in love with a man who is very close to Superman, but his own man, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's just also it happens in Superman and Lois.
That
they do that.
was great. I think they did a great job in that.
Yeah. You know. Anyway,
earned.
that's just I also love Steel, and I'm just like, I want Steel to be happy.
Yeah, I like Steel too.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, weird people aside and everything. We got 25 minutes or so to get through everything else. So what are some other ones that you guys really want to talk about? Anyone stand out? We'll hit everything, but you know.
I think we should talk about Daredevil: Cold Day in Hell.
You guys read that one.
Yeah.
A 3-issue miniseries I did not start, and I don't know whether I will. You guys tell me.
I mean, I was nervous about the old man kind of thing just because I just don't, sometimes I'm just like, okay, it's played out. We don't need to do another old man story.
Yeah.
But because it's old man Matt Murdock, basically. But I really liked taking it again from this like super dark future, this really depressing future, not really any heroes. The New York it looks like an 80s freaking like zombie movie. It's awful.
It's like a wasteland.
You say old man
it's just
Daredevil.
like a wasteland.
Is it closer to Dark Knight Returns? Like Spider-Man Reign and Dark Knight Returns and this
maybe that's a little better of a comp, I think. Except he just doesn't have his powers.
Unlike Batman?
Well, in the same way that like I don't know. Yeah.
They're kind of in and out.
Oh,
okay.
But I think they did such a great job showing like the hopefulness and the reason why, even against all odds, and you should still try to be good, and you should still try to show other people how to be better, and that should always be the example. And again, with Matt, it's always the guilt, and so they pull a pretty big guilt punch in this last issue that I was just like waiting to figure out what it was going to be. I'm trying to decide if we're going to spoil it or not.
Like for me, I mean, you can go for it. I will. I may or may not read this one. I don't know.
Also, by the time if you're gonna read it in trade, by the time it gets to trade, you'll probably forget.
Yeah.
You'll probably
forget. I don't know if I'm gonna read it because like Spider-Man Reign. I read Spider-Man Reign a long time ago, and they recently came out with the sequel. And I gave that the first issue of Spider-Man Reign 2, and I was like, this is god awful. But this one you're saying is good.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was great. Steve McNiven's art was incredible.
It's gritty and it's graphic too. And it has exactly who you expect to see in a Daredevil comic book, right? Like there was no surprise there. Like at one point they try to pretend like they're gonna hide the main villain's identity, but it ends up being Bullseye, right? Which because it's Daredevil, right?
It's gonna be Bullseye.
But like Frank Castle's in there, and I felt so bad for Frank. I was like, oh my God, because he had been Bullseye's hostage, right, for a while, and he was tortured, like limbs are gone, just like barely alive, hanging on a wall like a piece of art. Like it goes there. And basically at the end, if I don't want to spoil too much, but I guess it's not really spoiled, but it's hard to explain without talking too long. But basically Matt ends up having to save people, but also in
Did he freeze?
to be like the next
No.
the
You
the
froze
next
on my end.
generation.
Sorry. But now you're good.
Oh yeah.
It was me.
Kind of like, and so he had to kind of inspire a hero to kind of be a better person and be the next generation of heroes, and I thought that was pretty well done because he said he was kind of wondering why he had his powers and why his powers came back. And Matt leans a lot into his faith.
Mm.
And he was kind of like having this conversation with God, kind of like, why did you give me these powers if I'm just gonna fail here?
Yeah.
But then he realizes it was to inspire the next person. Like this world
Yeah.
is I actually would be curious to learn more about this world. I would love to like how you're introduced to some of these characters. I want to know how they got there, and that doesn't always happen with me. With kind of like these elseworld, alternative world situations. But I would love to know how in the world we got to this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I thought they really nailed the ending too, just with again, Matt is such an interesting character with his guilt leading him to be the always sacrifice himself for the greater good, but also feel like I'm the chosen one and I'm always going to be the one that has to do this because of again that like weird guilt that he puts on himself, and to have him like get to a point at the end of this book where he realizes I'm actually not the one anymore, or I'm not the one right now.
Yeah.
And is able to inspire someone else to be good and to actually like literally be the light to
Yeah,
show people to
literally.
be better versions of themselves. I thought was really awesome, and he still gets to be his little sacrificing self.
Yep.
He does love a good
because
sacrifice.
he can't help but be a
Yeah.
martyr.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
But I thought it was awesome, and 3 issues,
Yeah.
packed to the brim, no ads.
Yeah, like they're longer
It's
too,
an
right?
expensive book. Yeah, it's an oversized. Each issue was oversized. It's a
Mhm.
more expensive book, but not a single ad in the whole
Okay.
thing, which I was
Yeah.
happy about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pivot to a book I think I just read, and you guys didn't read. Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story. Are you guys reading Hyde
No.
Street at all? Any of the Hyde Street stuff?
No, I need to jump on more because that's Ghost Machine, right?
Yeah. Have I talked
that a
about
Ghost
Hyde
Machine?
Street?
Maybe.
No?
I don't know. I know
Okay.
a lot, not to me, but
Okay.
I know lots of people are loving Hyde Street.
So it's so funny because we have to break it down. So Image Comics has Ghost Machine, which is an imprint. Ghost Machine has like sub imprints, right? And one of their sub imprints is called Hyde Street and out of Hyde Street being the sub imprint, they have other series, which is one is Hyde Street, but then they have a lot of like spin-off series, and they're all horror / fantasy. If it is fantasy, it's still horror. Like some is straight horror, some's horror fantasy, whatever. But the point being is, I'm not a horror guy, but it's enough of a fantasy that I'm like, oh shit, this is tickling exactly the parts in my brain that I want it to. Because like Hyde Street, the premise of Hyde Street is that like it's almost like the Twilight Zone in a way. Like there is a dimension between like a little off of ours where if you're a bad person, you end up on Hyde Street where all these dead people / demons try to like coax you into their like your soul, right? So like but they all have a gimmick. So there's a little boy who died when he was a boy, I think, and he was a horrible like psychopath of a child, and he's a little Cub Scout, and he will kill people and take their souls in Cub Scout ways and get a merit badge for each way that he kills you.
Sick. That's
But it's
sick.
all people,
Nice.
it's all people who deserve it in a way,
Okay.
right? And so like for example, there's a in one of the books, there's a bus full of tourists who the bus accidentally hits like a homeless person and kills them. And they're just like, we're going to pretend like it didn't happen. But the bus gets off on Hyde Street. So every tourist on that bus is now part of this like thing where like, yeah, they just ran over a person they all agreed not to tell anyone. And now their souls are going to get taken. So there's all these like different, and if you earn up enough souls, you get I don't know, either to heaven or back to life. I'm not quite sure. There's like a lot of mystery involved, but it's a game. There's like a scoreboard
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
Anyway,
Do you
this-
remember Do you remember Gantz? The anime Gantz back in the day?
No.
Just reminds me of there was this anime where people would die and end up in this world where there would be demons, and if you survive, you get to come back to life. But there was mostly people that were not good people.
Yeah.
This sounds just like the anime. It was a really good anime back in the day.
Okay. Gantz. All right.
Gantz, yeah, that was Gant. Yes.
This spinoff, though, this is Hyde Street or Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story issue 2, where essentially a girl and her best friend dies. Her best friend rushes a sorority. She doesn't, and her best friend dies, and the sorority covers it up. So now the girl goes to like this witch, and now the ghost of her friend is like, I want you to rush the sorority so I can kill them. Like the ghost can kill them. And so there's like this thing. Is good. I mean, it's not like breathtaking. This one's not necessarily breathtaking, but like it is good.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
I love a
Twilight
good
Zone
horror
with way
story.
more horror and death, right?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Cool.
Anyway, that's
I'll
that.
probably pick up the trade.
Yeah, I think. I mean, and there's probably going to be a That's that.
Probably pick up the trade.
Going to be a compilation trade because out of the spin-offs, each spin-off is like 3 issues each. So at a certain point,
Okay. Oh, nice.
you know. And then they have other Ghost Machine has other books that are not horror related.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
I go Rockefellers. I love that book so
I
much.
love
Me
Rockefellers.
too.
It's
I
so
love
good.
Rockefellers. So
It's
good.
so good.
I love
good.
Redcoat. Are you guys
and
reading
I
Redcoat?
haven't. No, but I've heard it's really good.
I'm reading Rook Exodus.
See, I'm not reading
Okay.
that one. Is it good?
It's good. I'm reading it in trades though. Like I'm
Mm.
not waiting for single issues, so I'm just waiting for the volumes to come out. It's good. It's very Jeff Jones. It's
Okay.
like
Mhm.
yeah.
Redcoat is so fun because it's about an immortal redcoat British soldier from the Revolutionary War who accidentally gets immortality as long as he is on American soil. And he comes across other historical characters that sometimes are magical and sometimes not. Like, they take real life people and then create like magical backstories. Like Johnny Appleseed like has magical seeds and whatever. And like there's a 13-year-old Albert Einstein who becomes his sidekick. And like you know, things like that.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, Redcoat's super fun. I stake my reputation on.
Okay.
So
I'll get on it.
yeah.
All right.
Did you guys read Uncanny X-Men 19?
I did.
It's on my list, but I didn't get to it
Jeky did?
before now. But
I
yeah.
did.
Jakey, did you like it or not? Or
It was okay.
yeah,
It's not. It was like like there. It feels like one of those transition issues between arcs.
Mhm.
There's actually a lot happens, but nothing substantial.
Yeah.
Like it was okay. I like the little scene where they gave Jubilee a moment at the end. I was like, all right, that was cool. And what else happened? There was
It's like 2 stories in one. One is
Yeah.
Deadpool and Outlaw rushing the house,
Mhm.
and then the second part is Jubilee in the diner.
Yeah. I liked I forget his name, the kid who's kind of like the emo kid.
Death
You know,
Dream.
Deathstream, yeah.
Deathstream, like I like seeing his powers because they haven't really explained how, but you get the sense like he's actually very powerful. So I liked seeing him. Like he lost his temper because someone like hurt his robot dog.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he lost his shit.
Yeah.
And he was about to like kill him.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool because we don't see a lot of we see emotion from him, but like that was interesting. The scene with the diner in the beginning was crazy. Like with I was like, that's what'd you think?
Yeah. No, the two I forget their names, but they're like whatever.
The warden of the mutant jail.
Graymalkin,
Yeah.
They're not like evil, but they are bad and selfish, right?
I mean, that's pretty close to evil. I like they like so basically they go for coffee, right? But they go for coffee in this random diner, but the waitress is a mutant. and she's obviously terrified. So at first they think it's because she knows who they are, but then they realize that's not what happened. The diner's actually getting robbed, and she's trying to get them
Mm.
to help almost, but they're like, she's a mutant, so why should we get involved? So they're like, they realize she's getting robbed, and they're like, mutant problems, not our problem. They just get in their car and leave. So it
Well,
was
one of them
like,
doesn't the warden
Wild.
say I could go back in there, and then the lady is like,
yeah, yeah.
no.
He's like, I got 4 guns on me, and like I can go save everyone back there. And then she's like, it's not really your problem, mutant problems. And then she just gets in her car and leaves.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
that
thought
was
that I
interesting.
thought that character
That's
was gonna
cold.
die.
Mhm.
I didn't think that character was gonna pop up at the end. So I was like,
Yeah.
Um, right now, X-Men comics, if I'm being truthfully honest with myself, I love X-Men. X-Men's my number one. It's a transitionary period for X-Men comics right now, and there has yet to be something that hooks me to my soul.
Yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
Krakoan Age had my heart and soul. Right now, it's just like there are good writers and good artists working on these series. So if you just want to like spend your time seeing what your favorite characters are up to right now, great. But like, I don't know what it's building towards, and it just seems like they're spinning their wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I've really enjoyed Uncanny X-Men and as a whole, but I do think it is just like here's a couple of different stories and you get to meet some new characters and have great moments with characters that you're kind of familiar with and you like. I think the team's really cool, but it has just been like, oh, what is
again,
the
the
thing?
writers
What
and
is the
artists are
thing?
amazing.
Yeah, it's been Gail Simone's killing it. And David Marquez, I think is drawing most of that book. And it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous book. And same with Jed McKay, I think is a great writer on adjectiveless X-Men. And it's just like, but again, it's just like, okay, what are we doing though?
Yeah.
That's just Cyclops being a badass.
Right.
I'm not mad about that.
What was Jeky gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, I ended up dropping the other X-Men series. Like, and I loved, I think, that first arc. I thought it was going very well. I think what killed this for me was the X-Men hunt. I think the X-Men hunt, just like the whole thing, lost steam. All of the X series, at least the 2 or 3 that I was reading after, X-Men hunt felt so forced, that afterwards I think it's been hard to pick it back up.
Yeah, it felt like it stopped all momentum.
I think it did kill the momentum of each individual series, but I thought that made me excited as an X-Men fan that reads all the series because I was reading it. But if you're not reading all of X-Men Hunt, then it just seems like an interruption to the story. But for me, I read all of X-Men Hunt and then I hopped back on, so it was a little bit different for me. But it definitely interrupted all the series. I think, and it sucks because like we're 19 issues into Uncanny X-Men 19, and it's been good, but I just don't know whether like what's the point right now. Like, is the point just to tell self-contained stories until we start moving mutants forward in another like big
direction.
thing?
Well, the regular series had something, right? Didn't they have like a new villain, like from the
now?
Well, Age of Revelation
Age of Revelation. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, and then there's also the whole tie-in with Imperial, right? I feel like with Xavier being in space, there's in the ads and stuff. I think it's gonna end up connecting because Xavier, with everything happening, I'm enjoying Imperial. So with everything happening,
same.
With Xavier being in space and getting involved in that war, I hope they tie all of this together.
He has yet to appear, though. It's been 2 issues of Imperial.
He has not been talked about.
Well, he went to save his daughter, right? So hopefully there's something going on out there.
Yeah.
I think Imperial is less about the actual miniseries Imperial, and it's more about what it sets up after. I think so too. Maybe Imperial, because it's written by Jonathan Hickman, is sort of the House of X, Powers of X of the cosmic corner of Marvel, where it doesn't start and end with that miniseries. It's more like a new kickoff, because they're starting something called Planet She-Hulk, and like everybody gets a new kind of restart in that corner. So
Yeah, I think they're getting a Black Panther one too, and
Mhm.
something
Is it the
else. I think
Intergalactic
Nova.
Empire of Wakanda?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something or another?
Yeah.
that last series for Imperial I really liked. I liked what they're
Mhm.
doing. Like it's setting up something interesting. I think. I hope at least.
Yeah, I think so
Like
too.
Yeah.
even Star-Lord has his own series. There's a Star-Lord one
That's coming out.
that's coming out that's gonna be Imperial related.
Okay.
I saw the ad for it. It has I can probably find it. I can't remember which one of these books had it.
Oh, so the initial list of the books that come out of Imperial. Oh, literally in the wiki it says, according to Hickman, the end of Imperial will mark the start of a new line of Marvel cosmic books,
There you
which are similar to how
Mhm.
he did House of X, Powers of X, and similar to how
go.
Ultimate Universe was with Ultimate Invasion, kicking off the Ultimate Universe. So
Okay.
Gotcha.
the
Cool.
the 5 books that are coming out of Imperial starting in November,
No, it's
so
around the
we only got
corner.
a couple months left,
Yeah,
is
it's around the
Planet
corner.
She-Hulk, Nova Centurion,
So that's the one with Star-Lord.
Mhm.
Black Panther Intergalactic,
Hmm.
Exiles, which I'm very
I
interested.
think
That's
that
probably
one has
Xavier,
Xavier, yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Imperial Guardians, which I'm a sucker for the Imperial Guards, like the Shi'ar
Mhm.
Imperial
Yeah.
Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Gladiator and
Gladiator.
everybody.
All
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
random,
They're so
like,
sick.
yeah,
So underutilized too, right? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, I think
I
that's what
hope
Imperial is.
I
We
hope
got
they connect Phoenix to that too.
Yeah.
Because right now Jean Grey's in space doing her thing, and that's been a good series. I hope they connect that
Mhm.
too.
yeah.
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 I gotta think about what I want from Marvel because I like Marvel books, I really do. But right now DC is killing it,
Yeah.
and I'm loving DC books and Marvel. Like there are really good books on both sides. Sure, it's just DC seems more cohesive right now.
Yeah, but I think this idea of moving it to some like intergalactic space opera setting with like all these different factions sounds really good to
Yeah,
me. Like
Yeah.
it
Same.
yes, like should be good.
I mean
I
that's a
like what
whole
did
corner that's untouched. That need not untouched, but rarely touched on
Rarely
an
used.
ongoing
Yeah.
basis, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love the idea also like I loved when they moved Wakanda to space,
Mm.
so like playing off of that, should be good. I like it.
I want them to allude to, or at least have an homage to, when in the Marvel What If cartoon where T'Challa has the Star Lord suit. I want to see
Mm.
cool,
Mhm.
kick-ass intergalactic T'Challa
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like a leather jacket. Like, just give me something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Let him swag out a little
yeah.
bit.
Give him a
Yeah.
rocket pack, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, the rest we got other books on our list, but we're gonna do like 10-second wrap ups for each of these books. All right. So if you can sum it up in
Perfect.
one sentence or two, if you
Cool.
must, we can go over some final thoughts about some of this. Absolute Green Lantern #5. I fell off after issue 2. I'll find my way back to it, but right now, somebody has to tell me it's gotten better for me to like hop back on right now.
I didn't even read it, so I'm right there
I
with you.
dropped it. Yeah, I dropped it after last month.
Where
to be
when you guys
honest.
didn't when you guys say you were gonna read Absolute Green Lantern 5?
That might have been me, and then I looked at it, and I was like, I literally looked at it, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Moving on. Ultimate Wolverine #8. I fell off a couple issues ago. I will find my way back to it.
Mhm.
Did you guys read it?
I did. Really good issue. We get to see what's his name? Angel or Archangel. In this world, the heroes, no one's safe. Some pretty important X-Men die. So this was good. Wolverine has officially joined the rebellion for the mutants. He changed his suit a little bit, and they find Archangel in a mission. It's a trap. Bunch of people die. Good issue.
All right.
A lot
The
of good
new
action.
Ultimate Marvel
Nice.
Universe. I'm interested to see what they're doing with Ultimate after Ultimate Endgame. They can't be ending the universe, but it's supposed to be
Yeah.
over or something.
Yeah. Well, they're ending Spider-Man, which I don't know what they're gonna do. Like this ends that issue.
They'll do something.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
Wild.
I don't know why you're doing that. I mean, you better bring something else. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's been carrying your universe for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna pull something out. They're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Storm number 11. I'm loving this Storm run, and I'm also loving all the different Thunder gods that are here. And I love how they don't respect Storm, but Storm deserves your respect. I love this
Always.
series. I've been loving this.
Yeah, I love that series too. I haven't read this 11 yet, but I think this series is incredible. I'm stoked about this Thunder War. I think it's so sick.
I forget who the writer is, but I think he's doing a really good job. He in this issue specifically, he mentions the commonalities of Thunder gods across Pantheon. He mentions the all Thunder gods fight against a giant Leviathan of some sort. That there's always something in mythology where Thunder God fights Leviathan, or in some cases, Thunder God becomes a Leviathan, and that there's like a thing there. So
Cool.
The Thunder War is coming. So Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, issue 5. I read the first 3 issues. I have not read 4 or 5.
I also realized that I didn't have 4. I somehow missed 4. So I've read the first 3. I think that book is incredible.
Yeah.
It's so good. I don't know how I missed issue 4, but I need to go pick that up before I can read issue 5. But what a Rom V great series. It's gorgeous.
So weird.
It's so freaking weird, dude. It's a weird ass book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read any of it.
Jecky hasn't? Okay.
No.
Red Hulk number 7. Did you guys read it?
Haven't. No, not yet.
I don't read a lot of Hulk, to be honest with you. Like any new Hulk, at least.
Yeah.
I read older Hulk. I don't read a lot of Hulk.
I got sucked in for the Doom tie-in, and then I just kind of kept with it. But it's cool because it shows Doom doing bad stuff, and that's kind of why I was like, okay. The main title is he's just good all the time, and this showed him doing some shady stuff, so I like that.
Really quickly.
What's that?
How much time we got, Dimitri?
We got like 2 minutes. We're trying to rush through everything. What's up?
Really quickly, I would like to know if there's a tie-in issue that explains how Maria Hill got that info to be able to get into Latveria. Because I'm not reading a lot of the tie-ins, so I don't know where that info came from. So, but I would be curious, but I'll have to do some research.
Yeah.
Unless if you know off the top of your head.
I don't.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. She kind of came out of nowhere with it, right?
In this One World Under Doom number 6.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man number 9. I know we touched on it, but I'm a couple issues behind.
And it's okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah. Did you guys read Cruel Universe number 1 by Oni Press?
I have it, but I haven't read it yet. But I love that anthology, and because I read all of the other ones. The last one they did was like Lost Kingdom, Cruel Kingdom, and it was all like fantasy based, and it was awesome. It was so good.
And this is harkening back to the old pulp comics of yesteryear, before the Comics Code Authority came in and just said, "Oh no, you can't show this stuff on your covers."
Right, and this is all like pulpy sci-fi stuff, supposedly. So I'm stoked on it.
Okay. I didn't get to read Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League, and I wanted to so goddamn bad.
Killer book. I think you're gonna love it. If you were excited about it, you were gonna love it. I didn't know what to expect. I loved it. I thought it was fun. Definitely first scene in a heist movie.
Okay.
They're putting the team together. I will sucker for a heist.
Is
great.
it like Villains United or Secret Six back in
Infinite
Crisis?
Unfamiliar, to be honest.
What? You haven't?
I'm a new all-in DC reader, so
we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk.
Dimitri's big on Secret Six. That's his shit. He loves Secret Six.
I do. I haven't finished this new run of Secret Six because the new run finished this week, and I didn't read it because I'm issues behind.
Got a few. I think I read 4 issues.
The previous Secret Six runs are my jam. They're so weird. It's characters you would never expect to be hanging out together, and then they hang out, and it's that's what I love about it.
Yeah, it felt oh, why are we getting together? Well, because I want to rob this very specific thing that I won't spoil what it is,
Yeah.
which is great.
Okay.
Yeah. You should read it.
Birds of Prey 24, amazing. This run, amazing. And Ink is playing a bigger role. I don't know if I told you guys, Ink from Batman Beyond is in Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, she made a debut, her comic book debut.
Wow.
It's crazy. After all this time.
Yeah.
That's a wild pull. That's
whatever's
a wild pull.
whatever's going on with DC All In, they are borrowing a lot from the Timverse. With Justice League Unlimited, with Ink.
Yeah.
There's a lot with Terry McGinnis he's in
right now.
The Dark Tomorrow special. He's lost in time, right? So that's crazy. JSA number 10. It was okay. If you're a fan of like the Justice Society, then like you're gonna read it. But like if not, maybe this isn't the best new reader friendly title, you know?
Okay.
And then I mean that's pretty much else that I read. That's all I read. There was other books that I wanted to read, like Batgirl number 10, or Hellverine number 9, or Gwenpool 4, or Wolverines and Deadpool's 2, but I didn't get the chance.
It's all good, man. We read where we can.
Good.
Yeah.
You still read more than most people, so.
Most people read 0, so you read one. That's the thing about anyone out there. If you are so intimidated by like, oh, there's so many comics out there, read 1.
Yeah.
Read 1, and if that interests you to read 2, then you read 2. And like you start from there. You don't have to like. It's not a competition. We have to do it for this show. Sure, that's just the way entertainment works, right? We do what we can. But like, if this inspires anyone out there, whether you're watching or listening, to go to your comic shop to pick up just one comics, right? We do what we can. But like, or listen comic of your favorite superhero. Or you just like the art of something, like do that. Pick up one book, you know?
Pick up.
It is a really great time to pick up
much
comic
good
books.
stuff. all these new universes too, they're very new reader friendly. You know, you can just jump in.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a really good time.
As we close up this episode, I want to thank both of you so much for coming on the show, taking time out of your night on your Thursday to talk about comics. Before we get going, Joshua, where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Joshua Stephen Ling, and I'll just be talking about comic books as much as possible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Glad to have you.
So excited to be back.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Jakey?
Yeah.
Same for you?
All right. Same thing. Jecky Comics, TikTok, Instagram. I try to help new readers navigate comic books. So
awesome.
You can follow me there.
You guys both do great work. I think the comic book community needs more people that are willing to just extend knowledge without wanting to be crowned king. I think that's like a big thing, right? Like we don't need a Dr. Doom of the comic book community. Like, I'll give you my resources if you make me leader. No.
Right.
Yeah.
No gatekeeping over here.
No.
Yeah.
No,
none at all.
No.
Comics are for everybody.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
go read one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. Thank you both of you so much for coming on the show. Thank you to anybody out there who is watching and or listening. Shout out to Shy Wolf. Shout out to JC. If you're watching us live, you're watching us on youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or maybe Twitch, or maybe you were listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. Thank you for digesting us in whichever way you are. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, write a review. Let us know you're out there, because it's always, nice to have that, Definitely follow Joshua. Definitely follow Jecky on TikTok. If you want to follow me, personally on Instagram at This Is Dimithri. But if you're looking for the Keeg, whether it's Comic Talk, the show that we do once a week, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, or the many shows that the Keeg does, the Keeg Talks or the Keeg Chats, where we talk about movies or film or one-on-one interviews with comic creators and whatnot. You can follow the Keeg on social media at The Keeg Show on TikTok and Instagram. Those are our 2 biggest ones. We're also on Blue Sky, Threads, all that. We also got a Patreon that I'm trying to rev back up, without having to resort to feet pics to fund the Keeg and the many shows that we do, We were just at San Diego Comic-Con We did a panel there, and that was super cool. I'm going to post more about that. Even though I'm like 2 weeks behind, I'm going to. But I just wanted to. This was
Hey,
my
look
little,
at that.
my little
Yeah.
placard thing that was on right in front of me.
Boy, that boy is
That's
legit.
it.
That
That
was
boy is
cool.
legit.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
badass.
I'm gonna
Get it
frame it.
framed.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
frame it.
dude.
Somebody already
As
framed
you should.
theirs, and I was like, I need to frame it.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty much it. Do your thing out there, everybody. Go to comicshoplocator.com. Find a comic shop near you. Support your local comic shops and support your local public libraries. Public libraries, super important for the community, and they got comics. If they didn't have comics, still support them, but they do. And that's what we're here to talk about. So support your local comic shops, support your local public libraries, do what you can to support the people around you, spread what you like as opposed to what you hate, That's how we're going to connect.
It's a good line. I like that.
That's
Yeah.
a good
Very
line.
nice. I like that.
I like it.
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you everybody out there for watching. Once again, I am your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been another episode of Comic Talk for the week of August 7th, 2025. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace, guys.
Bye.
Get ready for the king. Grab your cape and grab your mask. You're either super strong or super